What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Let me just close the laptop. Just finished the trading session for the day. Closed out Friday for the week. Phenomenal week. Really, really happy with my results. And it seemed like most of our heroes out there killed it. And this was a week of some big volatility. So way to go, everyone. I'm here to talk now in this lesson about something called diversification. Now, if you know about diversification, you probably have heard it before, right? It's on TV almost every day. They talk about it in books. Jim Cramer has his own show devoted to it, Am I Diversified? But everything that they tell you in diversification really bothers me because it's not helpful at all. I don't think anything that financial media says about diversification is helpful for anyone at all, period. I've been doing this for a long time. The way they talk about diversification just does not help. It doesn't do anything for anyone. Ultimately, everything that we talk about here is supposed to make you money. The way they talk about diversification is absolutely no good. In fact, they confuse the definition so bad, it's kind of bothering me right now just thinking about it. Anyway, I obviously need a haircut, but let's get into it right now. I want to talk to you about something real quick before we get into the videos. We're going to have a few videos about diversification here. So, what you have learned about diversification, throw it out. Forget it ever existed. It's a bunch of crap, okay? Let me explain why. And I hate to use the term a lot, but I'm going to have to use the term a lot to explain it. But let me just explain why you're going to forget about it forever. And this is going to be the last time we're going to talk about it. Just knowing what sector a stock or ETF or commodity is in doesn't do you any good. Let me repeat that. Just knowing what sector a stock is in does not do you any good. Why though? Remember, original or typical financial media, conventional wisdom will say that diversification is owning stocks, ETFs, whatever. Let's just call them stocks for now. But owning stocks in different sectors in order to spread out your risk. Okay? In theory, that makes a lot of sense. You own a technology stock. You own a commodity stock. You own a consumer staple stock. You own a healthcare stock. You own a emerging market stock. You own bonds. Totally makes sense, right? Because at that point, if the technology stock goes down, you still have 5 other holdings that are diversified. I'm using quotes for a reason, that are diversified from that technology stock, rather than your entire portfolio experiencing the drawdown that would have came with just owning the technology stock. You have less risk and you lose less money because you have diversified your position. But let me ask you this real quick. Just knowing the sector of a stock, does that do anything for you? Like, how do you know that owning stocks in those 6 different sectors is going to help you when stocks go down? Or if one stock goes down, the other ones are going to go up. How do you actually know that? Well, the truth is, again, just by knowing the sector of the stock, you're not going to know anything. That's not going to help you at all. So what I want to talk about what I want to talk to you about now is something that I have coined as the phrase correlation. Correlation is really very, very, very important. Because the difference between correlation and diversification is diversification is built off of theory, right? Where correlation is built off of price and substance. So what I mean by that, again, is diversification is built off of, oh, we have this stock in this sector, and that's fine because that sector is different than your other holdings that you have in your portfolio. Where correlation says, the price movements over X amount of time let us know that these 2 stocks are uncorrelated from one another. They're not correlated from one another. They move very independently from one another. That's the big difference that Wall Street is missing when they talk about their version of diversification. Price movement is not factored into that at all. And price movement is the most accurate thing that's out there. Price movement never, ever, ever lies. So why would you not look at it, right? Great. Makes a lot of sense. We're done with diversification. It's dead to you right now. Correlation is back in. So what we do with correlation is we take the price movements for any amount of time. So let's say we'd like to look at if a stock like Apple is highly correlated to a stock like Amazon. The way we would do that is not just saying, oh, they're both in the technology sector, so of course they're going to move in the same, their prices are going to move the same. What we do is, okay, we want to take the price movements of Apple and Amazon every single day for the last year, right? And what we want to do is we want to say, okay, let's compare those price movements. And that will be able to tell us if those two positions and those price movements moving forward will be correlated to one another. So again, Wall Street leaves you at a really high level, and in my opinion, it's just completely worthless, their definition of diversification. We're going to talk about, and you're going to use from now on, the term correlation, and we're going to be looking at the price movements of these stocks. The price movements of the ETFs, commodities, futures, companies, whatever you want to call it. We're going to look at the price movements because price doesn't lie. Price has substance. Price is built off of facts. Price is built off of supply and demand. And especially because we're using the most liquid stocks and we're only involved in the most liquid stocks, we can trust that those price movements are so accurate, and the data that we get from those numbers, price being perfect and price being the most absolute and accurate data point, we can trust that these numbers we're going to get. So again, we are not going to look at the high level stuff. We're not going to look at the fact that, oh, this stock is a commodity and this stock is a consumer staple. That's dead to us. What we're going to look at is, how does stock A compare in price movement, because price does not lie, to stock B in price movement. So there's a few ways to do it. Let's jump in. I'm opening up the laptop right now. I'll see you on the other side. But again, it's correlation. Diversification is completely dead. It's a nice marketing tool used by Wall Street, but it really doesn't help anyone to make money. Again, your goal as a hero is to make as much money as you can. Correlation will help you get there. So let's go in the laptop and let's see what we can look at here.